The spring football tour continues in 2015. This time we're out at North Canyon High School. They didn't win a game last season, but guess what? They are loaded with talent and are going to be much better in 2015. And Jason and I wanted to check it out in person. It's the Recruiting Roundup powered by Rock and Refuel Varsity. And Jason, we start this week with a commitment PV wide receiver Jacob Brown following his brother's footsteps going to South Dakota State.
Yeah, his brother Jordan was a redshirt freshman for the Jackrabbits last year. South Dakota State recruits the state of Arizona very, very well and does a very good job. Getting that early commitment out of Jacob was just huge. Probably the most prolific commitment they've received out of the state of Arizona in the last 10 years. He's a 3-star prospect by Scout.com and a guy that I absolutely love. Caught 19 touchdowns as a junior, was an all-section DB as a sophomore, and just like his brother, could play either at the second level. Jordan's playing corner right now. South Dakota State's recruiting Jacob as an athlete.
Speaking of South Dakota State, they weren't done. They picked up, they threw out a lot of offers in the past week, starting with the first offer for a talented Joy Christian wide receiver, first offer for DeJuan Lawrence.
Yeah, a guy that I really like, and Joy Christian's never had a Division I football player, and DeJuan Lawrence is going to be their first. Got the offer from South Dakota State, another guy that could play on either side of the ball, getting looked at by South Dakota State also as an athlete.
And Jason, 3 more guys offered in the past week by South Dakota State as well, in addition to Lawrence.
Yeah, they went down and they offered Jacob Shazak, the big linebacker down at South Point, now his 4th Division I scholarship offer. And then they stayed on the west side, offered 2 very talented offensive linemen at Centennial High School. Tanner Hawthorne got his 2nd offer. He also has one from Missouri State. And Stephen Bailey, who's starting to blow up as of late. Both those guys got offered by the Jackrabbits.
KJ Jarrell out of Saguaro, we were out there 2 weeks ago, picks up his first offers, plural, and they were big ones. He's starting to blow up this spring.
Yeah, exactly what Coach Mon said when we were out there. He said this guy is going to be the guy that blows up, only going to be a junior. Got 3 Pac-12 offers, UCLA, Arizona, and Arizona State. Won't be the only ones he gets. He's going to be a heavily recruited player out of Saguaro High School.
He's put on a lot of size this offseason, but what, as a football player, have you seen that you saw in practice that he brings to the table that these coaches are noticing?
He has length. That's what people are looking for, especially in a guy that's safety. He can cover the field. He can play the back half, and length is what college defensive coordinators covet.
Chandler High School players picking up offers, nothing new, and from that standpoint, Colby Taylor, another 2017 player, adds a couple offers.
Yeah, very talented guy, now up to 4 scholarship offers. Got Oregon State and New Mexico State.
And then Kyrie Woods, another very talented athlete, skill set player that picked up another offer.
Yeah, starting to actually heat up quite a bit. Had the early offer from Nevada, got New Mexico State, and then added UNLV. And
Mason Moran has had a busy spring. He visited Colorado this past week and also picked up an offer from UNLV.
Yeah, a guy that UNLV offensive coordinator Barney Cotton's out here recruiting for the Rebels, and a guy that could play safety, could play quarterback, and I think the Rebels are going to offer him as an athlete.
And then speaking of quarterbacks and UNLV, Jack Smith is in the news.
Yeah, Mountain Point quarterback, transfer from Indiana. Father got the head baseball coaching job at Arizona State. Was offered by UNLV, so he got his first FBS offer. Then added an offer from Montana. So now he has 3 Division I scholarship offers when you include NAU.
And Jason, continuing the topic of quarterbacks, Brophy's Cade Knox adds another offer.
4th scholarship offer, got offered by Fresno State on Tuesday. He also has Bowling Green, Tulane, and UNLV. Most of the quarterbacks in Arizona are really your dual threat kind of guy, and Knox is the opposite. He is a pocket passer, 6'4", over 200 pounds, that I think is about to blow up.
Power 5 schools, very active in Arizona. Some major programs from around the country coming in and offering some of Arizona's best, starting with Basha quarterback, another 2017 player, a theme in this roundup, Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, that 2017 class is absolutely loaded, and Kelly's the top quarterback in that class. Has an early offer from Arizona State, added UCLA and North Carolina and Nebraska. Just going to blow up. Is not ranked right now by Scout.com, but he's a guy that I'm going to push for 4 stars for later on.
Connor Murphy, I feel like we've talked about him for consecutive weeks, always in the news. Big 12 is after him this time.
Yeah, 15th scholarship offer for the 6'7", 250-pound DN out of Brophy. Got an offer from Oklahoma State.
And Jason, shocker here, another 2017 player, and like KJ Jarrell, another safety, Isaiah Polamaw. We mentioned him in last week's edition, had that first offer from Utah. 4 more offers since we talked about him last.
Yeah, both the Pac-12 schools in Washington and in Arizona, both offering Washington State, Arizona State. 5th scholarship offer now for Polamaw, and you look at him, he's almost as tall as me, and I'm 6'5". He weighs 190 pounds, just absolutely ridiculous. I talked about the length the guys are coveting, and that's him. plays safety now, might end up growing because he's not going to get smaller into an outside linebacker.
And he also plays receiver for Mountain Point, made some big plays for them in the playoffs last year. And then finally, you mentioned ASU. They also offered a standout at Chaparral, Brandon Jamison.
Yeah, a guy I'm very high on, Brandon Jamison. Got his first Power 5 scholarship offer from Arizona State. They're recruiting him as a devil linebacker, guy that I've talked about, has an intriguing skill set because he's so big and runs the hurdles and track, which is absolutely ridiculous. Guy kind of same thing Dedrick Young last year ended up signing with Nebraska out of Centennial High School. Kind of similar, and they're both standout football players and hurdlers.
Weber State sure likes defensive linemen out of Arizona. They got Aaron Blackwell from Liberty for this past class, and they offered one of your favorite for the upcoming class in Roy Lopez.
Yeah, they offered 2 players. They offered Stephen Bailey over at Centennial, and they turned around and offered Roy Lopez. Lopez is a guy that can play on either side of the ball. I think they're looking at him as an offensive lineman, but Roy has told me in the past that he's getting recruited on either side, defensive tackle or offensive guard.
Finally, Jason, we are out at North Canyon High School. First, talk about John Okwali. You reported he picked up an offer here on Tuesday. Talk about that offer, and then also what you are seeing out of the North Canyon Rattlers, who have had a couple rough years, but they're starting to turn things around over here.
Yeah, they got 2 very talented players, one in Okwali and in junior to be Austin Jackson. Both have Power 5 level offers, so both are obviously very, very talented. Okwali got the offer from Yale, which says a lot about him, that he's obviously a great student, a great character kid. And talking to him, that's exactly what I saw as well. Obviously, as a football player, he's a study at 86 catches as a junior. He's out right now with a hamstring injury. Wasn't able to compete in the state track meet, but he's a guy that kind of can do it all and has multiple scholarship offers right now, and he definitely deserves it.
That's Jason Jewell. I'm Jared Cohen. This is the Spring Football Tour Recruiting Roundup style, brought to you by Rockin' Refuel Varsity.